start with a video to teach you how we're doing board and batten. We've already started in some areas, and then we ran and got the video camera because we realized it would be helpful. So the first thing we're going to do is we measured up from the floor to the height we wanted, and we wanted 40 inches from the floor.
So this is 40 inches from the floor, but 34 and a half from the baseboard.
Exactly. And then we marked that spot on the wall. And then we got this cheap laser level that we're using. And then, after attaching the laser level at the height that we wanted the whole board and batten to be, we went over to the other side of the wall and we measured to make sure it was the same on that side. This is double checking.
Yes.
So give me the thumbs up. Measure twice, people.
Yes.
And then we marked it along the line. So you can see that's marked. Then we used a stud finder. And that's how I found my husband. Ha ha ha. And then we marked the studs that we found with a line. And we did that all the way across the wall. So now we're going to hold the board up and show you.
Which I've already cut to size.
Oh yes, so you need to cut your boards to size. You can get them cut at Home Depot or Lowe's, or if you have a miter saw or some other saw at home, you can cut them.
And these, we chose 1x3s because we like the look of them.
And they're whitewood?
I believe they are pine.
They're either pine or whitewood, whatever is cheap. Okay,
they're not
then
the cheapest thing because I got something that has a smoother finish than whitewood.
Oh, so they are pine and they have a smooth finish. See that? The man knows.
So this is the thing about an old house. Your walls are not flat.
Really tight, nice fit here.
Nice. Oh.
Then there's this big hole. It's like you could fit a pea in here.
So one thing we did was we just flipped our board every different way.
Because sometimes a board is a little bit warped too, and it goes with the warp in your wall.
Yeah. So we wanted to find whatever the best match was between the wall.
Because if you have a board that bows out, the last thing you want to do is attach that to a wall
You don't want to make it worse.
Right. You don't want them to bow away from each other. You want the bows to follow the same curve. So we found the way that worked the best.
It's still not perfect, but the difference can be made up with caulk.
That's
when
right.
We're done.
That's right.
So
now we're going to use this crazy compressor gun, nail gun, and hang the board. But we can't do that much on camera because I'm the helper. So this is the nail gun we got. John's belated birthday present, all the way late from November. And as you can see, he's doing exactly what we explained. He marked under this piece of wood as a stud right here. And then you can see that he fired a nail in here to catch the stud. So that's the steps so far, and we'll be back with more.
Okay, so we have all of our top rails up and nailed in. So now we're starting to do the battens, which you can see I've already begun. What we're using for ours is these pre-primed lattice strips that we got at Home Depot. They came in 12-foot lengths, but at the store we sawed them down to smaller bits so that we could actually fit them in the car. But now that we're home, what we did is I measured and I started cutting them a little bit by a little bit so that they would fit here under the rail. We decided that we wanted ours to be 16 inches apart because that's how far apart our studs are, and it would let us nail into more studs. And also we just thought it looked good. So I've already started some of these, but I was going to show you how I have been marking these. So I've got those three set already at 16 inches apart. And the way I did that was by using this spacer that I made. It's just a scrap from this piece that is cut to 14 and a half inches. Because that means when I set it down here, between these two, it puts them at 16 inches apart. So once I've got that set, I've got some just tape here to help me hold it to the wall, because this stuff is really super light. And once I've got the bottom taped, got my level, and then I just hold this up and make sure that it's straight up and down vertically. Okay, that's good. And a little bit more tape. And these two actually aren't even nailed yet, so all of these still have to be nailed in. But this is how I'm setting them up so that I can just go bang, bang, bang down.
Or I can.
Oh, I guess Sherry's going to take a turn. Okay. Would you like the trigger, my dear?
Yes, please. Now we're going to attach these strips to the wall. We're going to do a nail at the top, at the bottom, and in the middle. They're super lightweight and probably don't need that many nails, but that holds them as closely to the wall as possible, and then once we caulk and paint them, they'll really follow the curve of the wall. So to use a nail gun, it has this little thing at the tip that you want to compress into whatever you're firing against, and then pull the trigger, and that helps it fire. So we're going to push it into the strip, pull the trigger, and the nail sinks in. So I'll do the same thing on the bottom, and the same thing in the middle. And now it's really held tightly to the wall. We can take off the tape, do all the rest of them, and then we'll come back for the next step. Okay, so we've got all of our wood attached, both the vertically and horizontal pieces. We love the interest in detail they add. We actually opted, after looking at it both ways, not to put the cap piece on that some people use to make sort of a ledge. We didn't think this was tall enough to be an art ledge. We'd rather just hang art on the wall. And we like that it doesn't close in the hall with things that poke out. You can kind of see that it looks narrow already. So we love just adding some architecture and detail without going too crazy with lots of molding. So now all that's left is sort of dealing with the holes, and then we have to paint it, and we're well on our way to a big reveal.